The majority of serial murderers and rapists in the United States are middle-aged white men. But that doesn't make us as a society fear middle-aged white men.
Yes. I think 99% of serial killers.
I mean, but that's a statistical truth. Statistically, it is true that the majority of serial killers and serial rapists are middle-aged white men. Not all of them, but the majority. But that doesn't make us perpetually afraid of middle-aged white men. As a matter of fact, they have to prove to us that they are scary for us to believe that they're scary.
This is why we are going to have to look at media in a more critical manner in the damage they do and help to create, because of the fact we know about basically what you're talking about really around 1915 with Birth of a Nation, when Birth of a Nation came out and painted that picture. And then 1898 Wilmington, the News and Observer. So what, 1898. So Fox News and those types of guys, they're being totally underestimated right now. When they get on the radio and they help to play up the notion that Zimmerman was right and Zimmerman shouldn't have been attacked, and help to bring all this other racist stuff in about who Trayvon, help to muddy the waters up, and then to try to help to reinforce that negative stereotype that this guy was suspended and all this other stuff that had nothing to do with the case, and try it out in the court of public opinion, when we know in fact if a black man ever kills a white man, you don't hear nothing about that black person's personal life, about what might have motivated him or what might have caused him, whether it's problems with him mentally or whether because he didn't have the family support, or you hear nothing but he's a criminal.
You just assumed it's
That's
in his
it.
nature.
And pathological with us.
And then they play up and sympathize to create the victim. They tell about the victim now. They tell you about who the victim was. They tell you about their families. But the black person who commits a crime in America is just a criminal. We don't know anything about him personally. We do not make him a human being. We do not have people sitting on Fox News or CNN trying to help to make his case. That doesn't happen in America. Fight like your life depending on it, like your son's life depending on it, like your daddy depending on it, like every black man walking down the street, life depending on it. You better stand for justice. You better challenge ignorance. You better challenge racism. You better challenge it in your schools. You better challenge it on TV. You better challenge it in the newspaper. You better challenge it in this legislature. You better challenge racism and ignorance everywhere you can. This is not a time to tell everybody to go back and sit down and do business as usual, and for us to tell everybody to make sure you don't get angry. We are fed up. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. But for the people who are not, we are hoping that they will see that if you're not standing for something, you're falling for everything. And as Dr. King would say, if you haven't found something that's worth dying for, you're not fit to live. So this is a movement worth dying for. When you stand for justice and protect young 17-year-olds from being murdered for no reason, all they want to do is go and carry out their regular business during the day, and they have to face murder. It's worth dying to make sure this doesn't happen in America. So I've decided here tonight, my mission has become clearer going forward. And I will not be turned around by anybody or anything. And I'm hoping that everybody here tonight who's been about the business of justice will understand we were born for this moment.